Good morning, beautiful people. Now, I don't know if it is morning where you are when you watch this video, but it is morning here when I record this video. And if you're like me, you need to start your day with your daily shots of coffee. Because if I don't get my coffee, I just don't function. So people say that I have a fragrance addiction. No, I have not. I have a coffee addiction. As I said, I need my dose of coffee to function. If I don't get my coffee, I start to get annoyed. I start to get mad. I start to get shaky. But if I don't get my fragrances on, I just feel naked. And I do live in Sweden where every fucker runs around naked on the streets. You know, you heard it, and yes, it is true. I can confirm. Nah, obviously, I'm just messing with you. But which is the best coffee fragrance? That is a question I see a lot of times on different Facebook groups. When I had my Instagram account, occasionally a DM dropped in asking me which is the best coffee fragrance. So I thought it's time to do a top 5 coffee fragrances. So let's get into it. Hi, my name is Tim and you're all welcome to another edition of Smelly Sweet. Top 5 coffee fragrances. On spot number 5 we find nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. We have a bunch of coffee fragrances out there that are called Mugler Amen. We have Halloween X-Men. We have what's called Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo Signature Scent or something like that. People talk about that as a coffee fragrance. We have Café Oud by Mancera. We have Café Rose by, is that Mancera as well? Maybe Montal, I'm not sure. We have Café Cabernet from Theo Cabernet. They all marketing as coffee fragrances. But in my opinion, the coffee note in those are just briefly, it's not the star of the show. And for that reason is why I don't have a top 5. We also have Sage of Golden Dollar, which was one fragrance that I used to own, but I sold it with that is a different kind of coffee. It's more a spicy, bitter coffee, like something you find in the Middle East and not here in Europe or in America maybe. So I'm more going for those really coffee scents. So on spot number 4, we do find Cognac Café by Galleria Parfums. The reason this is on spot number 4 is that it is not manufactured anymore. They are closing up. Galleria Parfums has sold all the fragrances, but there are still bargains to make with this one. You can find them on eBay, on Facebook groups for around $50 or 50 euros. And that is a freaking steal in my opinion. Now some notes listed in this fragrance is brown sugar, sandalwood, almond, vanilla and cognac coffee obviously. Does sound like a fucking gourmand fragrance, but the dry down in this one has a little bit more of a woody touch from the oak and the cedar in here. So there are some other notes to this than just a coffee fragrance, but it goes in the cappuccino way, and the booziness in this one is not a strong booze, but it is there enough to make it a boozy cappuccino fragrance. Longevity around 7 to 8 hours with a moderate sillage, and for the price of $50 that you can find it, be quick though, it is really a great deal. Cognac Café by Galleria Parfums. On spot number 3 we have Black Phantom by Kilian. Black Phantom by Kilian is another fragrance that goes in the boozy cappuccino way, so it is pretty similar to Cognac Café from Galleria Parfums. But there are some differences, because in this one you have a little bit more of a gourmand. Why? Because you don't find as much woods in the dry down, but you have chocolate, caramel, sugar, almond and sandalwood as well in this one. I do pick up a little bit of caramel in the Cognac Café as well, but not as prominent as it is in Black Phantom. Here instead of cognac you have rum, and the booze in this one is more potent. So if the Cognac Café is a cappuccino with booze, this is a booze with cappuccino. I hope that makes sense for you. Longevity on this one is 8 to 10 hours with a moderate sillage. Again, the rum, coffee really comes forward in this one. And the sandalwood that gives it that milky aspect, I believe, to make it more of a cappuccino coffee. Kilian Black Phantom, a stunning creation in my opinion. On spot number 2 we have Acros Awake. Now this is my travel size 30 ml from Acros Awake, but it is a beautiful coffee. Here you do get a black espresso feeling, but there is some differences to the one that ends up in spot number 1. In this one you have a lemon in the opening as well that gives it a freshness laying above those coffee beans. And then you have some vetiver in the dry down of this one that gives it a slight green earthy aspect, just to add some more depth and richness to this fragrance. However, the black coffee is there. It is your black espresso coffee, and although it's not listed, I pick up a licorice vibe, and this one might be from some anise, and I believe there is some cardamom as well. So in the mid you have a little bit more of a spicy coffee, but beautiful black coffee. You get hit in the face by the black coffee, and that is what we want when we do search for the best coffee fragrance, isn't it? Well, in my opinion, it should be at least. So don't blind buy this if you don't like strong coffee, because that is what you're getting from Acro Away. And I forgot to mention longevity, 12 hours with a good sillage. On spot number 1, we have Coffee Addict by Theodoros Kalotenis. Do you like your coffee strong and black? Then Coffee Addict by Theodoros Kalotenis it is. Now all those other fragrances that includes the name cafe or coffee in the name, they should be fucking ashamed of themselves, because it is Theodoros Kalotenis. This is the only fragrance that should be allowed, together with Awake, by the way, to have coffee in their name. Now the notes listed in this one is vanilla, caramel, cacao and coffee. The cacao adds a little bit of bitterness to the coffee. Now I don't pick up any other spices, I don't pick up anything else, just pure coffee with sweetness from the caramel and vanilla. Truly a stunning creation. Longevity 12 plus hours with a strong projection. Now when we talk about niche fragrances, we often want something unique, we want something powerful, we want something different, and I think you get that with this one, because the coffee is that potent. And Theodoros Kalotenis, pure magician in my opinion. Everything he touches turns into pure gold on my skin. So Theodoros Kalotenis Coffee Addict, you do need to check it out. And the best part is that I picked this one up for 45 euros with shipping cost added, and that is just a freaking steal, and it's one of my absolute favorite fragrances. Although I don't use it as much maybe, but I can't go around smelling like strong black coffee each day. I usually put this one on Sunday mornings just to get my a little bit uplifting feeling. So you need to check out Theodoros Kalotenis Coffee Addict if you are a coffee addict. Otherwise, just move away and go to some other fragrances. That is my opinion about Theodoros Kalotenis Coffee Addict. That was all for today, my friends. For you who stayed this long, thank you. If you consider to subscribe, now is the time, because this upcoming week I do have a couple of good videos coming. If you, on the other hand, think that I'm a waste of fucking space, stealing your precious air, you know what to do by now. Just piss off. The rest, I see you again.